G'day everyone, it's Sam. Today's practice is going to be strong. So working on a lot of pushing away from the floor, really going to wake up the arms and shoulders, and also a lot of drawing knees in towards the chest. So a lot of front body compression, a lot of work on the core. If you've got two blocks, we'll absolutely use them for today's practice. And when you're ready, we'll get started in child's pose. So come on back, just your classic balasana, child's pose. So the two big toes will touch, we'll send the hips all the way back towards the heels. Have the knees separated slightly, but enough so you can still feel your rib cage starting to rest against your thighs there. And walk your arms all the way out in front, push into the palms to send the hips back, and then allow your head to drop down onto the mat. Preparing your mind and your body for the work that is to come. This will be a strong practice. The intention is for it to be challenging. So we'll be working with a few arm balances, some jumping to the top and the back of the mat, some chances to even work with some tuck handstands here as well. So just know that you will be working. Don't be surprised if you sweat, if you run out of breath. We'll just inhale here, find a natural rhythm of breath. So in through the nose. Let's go out through the mouth. Let the body get a little heavier here. Just a few more like that. So in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. And take last one, really filling up here. Feel the back ribs spread out, and then sigh it out. Nice work. So we'll stay in a variation of child's pose. We'll just mix it up a touch. Tucking the toes under here, and then grabbing your blocks. We're going to pop them on the second height. So the toes are tucked to get a stretch through the bottom of the feet, and the hands are going to rest on the blocks. Now, as we work to send our head towards the floor, it won't touch down because that way we're really dumping into the shoulders here. So we want to press the palms against the blocks to find an element of lift. So we are working to find some shoulder flexion, but we're working to find some strength as well. So we are resisting gravity by pushing away from the blocks there. Maybe you can spin the biceps up towards the ceiling a little more. Look back towards the feet. See if you can maneuver the feet from side to side to get a stretch through all 10 of the toes there. Try and tuck under that tailbone slightly, pull the belly in towards the spine and feel how much more compression you get through the front body. You'll start to feel deeper stretch through your serratus and into the lats as well. The armpits will hollow out. Take a breath in. Stay for the exhale. Then we'll push through the hands, coming up to all fours. Just set your blocks to the side for a moment. So we'll come to all fours. We're going to start with a nice and simple cow cat, and then we're going to ramp it up from there. So push down through the palms. We want to find this element of resisting gravity throughout the entire practice. So shoulder blades draw apart. You can untuck the toes for now. Spin the biceps to the front of the room. Inhale for cow pose. So belly will soften, tailbone will lift, chest will pull forward, gaze will rise. And then push to round. Tuck tail under, chin to chest. A few more like that. Just moving as you would in any other yoga practice. So some positions, some movements you'll be quite familiar with. Some things we do quite a lot in the yoga practice, and then other things are going to be more geared towards an element of cardiovascular endurance. So you can think of this more like a yoga strength building practice as well as a workout. So hopefully I'll see a few drops of sweat on the mat along the way. Take one more round just like that, your standard cow cat. And then after, we'll come back to a nice neutral spine. Just tuck the toes under, hover the knees an inch up and off the mat. And then we'll find one round of cow cat again. So inhale, let the belly soften, pull the chest forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the chin to round the back. As we do, pull the right knee in towards the nose and then lower the left knee a little closer towards the floor. Nice one. Inhale, we're back in the turbo cow pose. The right toes will touch down, but the knees are still lifting. Exhale to round left knee to nose. Nice one. Inhale, turbo cow. Knees are still lifted, but both feet grounded. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, turbo cow, push into the hands, keep the whole palm flat. Exhale, left knee to nose, push, 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 round, 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 round. And from here, come back to your turbo cow, just walk your feet back a touch. We are in a plank pose. You might want to walk the hands forward here and walk the feet back. Feet around hip width distance apart, press those heels back, move the chest forward, and pull the belly in towards the spine. So feel a connection to your core. As the navel pulls in, the obliques will tighten, the low back will be supported. From here, push into your right hand. Just take your left hand onto your right shoulder for 10, 9, 8, 7. Try and keep everything in the midline. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we swap. Left hand will ground, right hand to left shoulder for 10, 9. You might need to step the feet a little wider. 8. For 7, keep the right hip wrapping down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1. Come to plank pose. Wrap the biceps forward, anywhere between 1 and 5 push-ups. We'll lower and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, we'll make our way up and back to downward facing dog. Nice one. Single breath here together. Open the mouth to let it go. And then we are going to warm up with some turbo salutations. So look forward, inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, gentle hop to top. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, palms come together. And by turbo, I mean we're skipping the walking and stepping back to the front and back of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. And then bend the knees quite convincingly. Notice ribs and thighs meet. Ground the palms down flat. As you lean forward, the elbows will bend. We'll draw the knees into chest. Work to hover the feet up and off the mat. Then extend the legs back to chaturanga. Take a full push-up. Then come through cobra pose. Inhale, lift the chest. Hug the elbows back in towards each other. Exhale, we lower that head back down. Tuck the toes, push up. And then we come back to downward facing dog. Single breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. As we take the gentle hop to top, we want to try and keep in a nice tucked shape. So think less about keeping your legs straight today and more about drawing the knees in towards the chest. So lift the heels, bend the knees, and then keep the knees bent as you take that gentle hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, we fold. Then inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, palms come together. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bow heavy. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees a lot. Ground the palms, bend the elbows. Keep the knees super glued to the chest. Hover the feet. Then make your way back to chaturanga through that full push-up. And then we'll come through cobra pose. This time push up and off the earth, finding upward facing dog there. Full inhale. And then exhale, we'll lift up and back. Find downward facing dog. We'll have one more round of that little turbo salutation. Remember, when we move forward, trying to stay in that nice tucked shape so the knees are bending, but the arms stay nice and straight. So take a single breath. Let it go. And lift the heels, bend the knees, the arms stay straight, but the knees bend. Nice one, nice and easy. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, palms together. Finish off strong. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow heavy. Then we'll take that halfway lift. Sit those knees nice and low, ground the palms. As you lean forward, the elbows bend. We levitate. Be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Chaturanga. Take your full push-up. Then come through. Cobra pose and lift for upward facing dog. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. So that was our warm-up. It will start to get a lot more active and really, really quickly as well. So if you need a break at any point, you have the luxury of being able to pause the video whenever you need. I, however, am going to do it all in one go. So we'll see how we go. Could be a smashing success or an epic failure. But whatever it is, we'll discover it together. Take an inhale. Open the mouth. Nice one. Inhale, reach that right leg up and back behind you. From here, pull the right knee in towards the chest. Press through both hands, roll forward. Right knee will move towards the back of the right arm. Keep squeezing that right heel in towards the butt. From here, left hand will catch hold of the right shoulder. Be here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Push through the right hand. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Keep the right knee into chest. Fall to the inside of that left foot. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. We're here for 10, 9, 8. If you want more, straighten the right leg. 7, 6, 5. Lift the hips. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Right knee to chest, left hand to mat. Roll onto the outside of the left foot. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Point that right knee up towards the ceiling. We're here for 10, 9, 4, 8, 7. Keep pushing. 6, for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Take the right hand to the mat. Roll onto the left toes. Hop that left foot just half a step closer. Now we're going to take the right knee to the back of the right arm, but then bend the elbows and be here for 10. Hug the elbows in. 9, for 8, 7, 6. Push through the index and thumb. 5, for 4. Squeeze that right heel in. 3, 2, on 1. Take the right leg straight up and back towards the sky. Point through the right toes. Shuffle the hands one step back, closer towards your left foot. Work to get the left heel to the floor as best as you can, the right big toe to the ceiling. Then push through your right hand, slide your left arm down alongside your body. With the gaze on the left big toe, feel free to stay here or reach the left arm up and off the mat. We're here for 10, 9, for 8, 7, 6. Lift that right leg higher. 4, for 3. I forgot 5, for 2, and 1. That's okay. You're going to keep the left hand lifted up and off the mat. We're going to look forward, roll forward, take the right knee back to the right elbow. Be here just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to that plank pose. You guessed it, anywhere between 1 and 5 push-ups. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself to the floor. Come through that vinyasa. So cobra pose first and then push into upward facing dog. Get back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Let it go. And then because that was so much fun, we'll do it all again on the left hand side. So inhale, reach that left leg up and back behind you. Point the toes for today. Exhale, left knee will draw in towards the chest. We'll roll forward, left knee to the back of the left arm. Then work to take the right hand. Just rest it on your left shoulder for 10, 9, 8. Feel the obliques compressing. 7, 6. Left hand working. 5, 4. Left shoulder stable. 3, 2, on 1. Drop the back heel. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Let the right toes turn to the back of the mat just a little. 10, for 9. Lift the hips. 8, 7. Straighten the legs if you want. 6, for 5, 4. Spark those right fingers up. 3, 2, on one. Right hand to mat, pivot to the outside edge of the right foot, reach the left arm up towards the sky and point that left knee up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, for 8. You're probably getting over this counting, aren't you? 7, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Left hand to mat, roll onto right toes. Shuffle the right foot forward just a little bit. Take left knee to the back of the left arm, but bend the elbows. 10, for 9, push. For 8, hug the elbows in. 7, 6, pull the navel in. 5, 4, for 3, 2, on 1. Left leg back up towards the sky. Point the left toes. Shuffle the hands back just a touch. Right heel works to earth. Push down through that left arm, or left hand rather. Slide the right hand down alongside the body. Try and lift that left leg a little higher. Keep the right heel flat. Gaze back at the right big toe. And if there's space, you start to reach the right arm alongside the body. For 10, 9, for 8, breath steady. 7, 6, point those left toes. 5, left glute is firm. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Last little transition. Right hand stays lifted. We roll forward. Left knee to the back of the left arm. Lift the right toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Come to your plank. Anywhere between 1 and 5 push-ups. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way to the floor this time. Let your arms hang down by the side. Take a cheek to the mat. Give yourself just a moment here to give those shoulders a little rest. Give yourself a chance to let the breath slow down. Now, the effort is always a lot of fun, but if there's no rest at some point, the mind can start to go into that state of panic, that sense of fight or flight, which is definitely safe every now and then to put yourself into controlled levels of stress, just to see how the mind reacts. Just know that nothing lasts forever. From here, forehead to the mat, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Come to Shalabhasana, chance to give the shoulders a little chance to open. So interlace the fingers, lift the fists away from the thighs or the hips. Push the top of the feet down. Inhale, lift the head and chest. And hover the feet up off the mat as well. Bend the elbows if you need to. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Bring the chin to chest. Let's be here for 3 breaths. Take an inhale. 2 more, breathe in. Last one, lift higher as you inhale. Hold for the breath out. And then gently release. Take the hands down by the low ribs. We'll tuck the toes under. Send the hips all the way back towards the heels. And then walk your hands back towards your knees. Hover the knees up and off the earth. So setting up for a crow pose here. You can take your triceps onto your knees. Ground the palms down flat. Now we did this before. We had one knee on the back of the bent arms before, and the other leg was straight behind us. That's a lot less stable than crow pose, so it might feel a little more comfortable now. Push between index finger and thumb, wrap the biceps. Look forward first. Lift the hips. Keep the elbows bending, with the heels rising. Then if there's space, you hover the feet. Squeeze the heels in towards the butt. Be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower the feet down, drop the knees. That's the first of 4 crow poses. So just interlace your fingers for a moment, roll out your wrists. Each one is going to be a little more active than the last. If you're just working on the crow, you can just stay with the crow pose for 4 rounds.
So that first round was more classical, just both knees on the back of the arms, heels squeezing in towards the butt. Next round, we're going to work to keep the left knee on the back of the left arm, but pull the right knee off the arm, but keep the right knee in towards the chest. So we'll exhale to compress that right knee in towards the chest. Try and hold that for, you guessed it, count of 10. From here, just lift the hips, stack the hips above the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. So with the toes tucked under, press the hips forward, lift the chest, reach the arms. Full inhale. Then exhale to squeeze the elbows back towards each other. Nice one. Preparing for our second crow. Ground the hands down, hover the knees. Just know that is your left knee that is staying on the left arm this time. The right knee will work to pull in towards the chest. So press those palms down flat, look forward. Wrap the biceps, lift the hips, take a breath. Exhale, you lean forward, take yourself into crow. If you want, left leg stays, right knee draws to chest for 10, 9, 8, press into the left hand more, 7, 6, for 5, squeeze the heels in, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Return the right knee back to where it was, lower the feet down. Nice one. Interlace those fingers again, roll out the wrists. So these drills are great because it gives us that sense of instability. It forces our brain to think, how can I counteract this loss of balance, and how can I keep everything nice and even and balanced towards the midline? I love anything that requires a little more brain activity in the yoga practice. Anything that's unilateral, one side doing something, the other one doing another. It just forces us to be 100% in the position that you're in, rather than thinking about anything else that's going on around you. Stack the hips above the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows back towards each other. Then we'll reset, coming to our third crow. So this time, right knee will stay on the back of the right arm. We'll work to draw the left knee in towards the chest. Ground the palms, wrap the biceps. Lift the hips high, look forward, lean forward. If you're staying with crow, stay with crow. Otherwise, right leg stays, left knee draws to chest. 10, for 9, 8, 7, hug the outer right hip in. 6, for 5, squeeze the heels. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Return the left knee back to the left arm, and then lower the feet down. Good job. So after that 10 count, the brain's pretty much already done, but then if you take the knee back to the arm where it came from, it just forces us to go that little bit extra. And if it's there, fantastic, like I always say. If it's not, it just gives us something to work towards. Lift the hips above the knees, inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, squeeze the elbows back towards each other, but keep the chest rising, working to open up through the chest. And sit the hips back towards the heels. I'm going to give you a chance to guess here. First round, we had both knees on the back of the arms. Second round, we took the right knee in towards the chest. Third round, we took the left knee in towards the chest. What do you think is going to happen on the fourth round? That's right. We're going to work to take both knees in towards the chest, keeping the elbows bent, keeping the gaze forward for a count of 10, and then work to lift the knees back onto the arms before we lower down. This one's going to be tough. I'm a little bit nervous myself. If you want a little bit of support, if you put the blocks underneath your hands, it'll just give you about 4 inches more height. So then if the knees start to fall, you've got a little more space before they fall towards the floor. Or if you want to go the full shebang, no blocks, back yourself. Lift the knees. Knees find the back of the arms, biceps wrap, palms flat. Lift the hips. And when you're ready, we'll get into it. Lean forward into crow, squeeze the heels in. From here, if you want, both knees into chest for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Bring those knees back up and then slowly lower the feet down. Whew, untuck the toes. See, sometimes it doesn't work out to plan. My intention was to get both knees under the back of the arms at the same time, simultaneously. It didn't happen. We got one, then the next. Like I said, sometimes it works. Sometimes it just gives us something to work towards. From here, interlace the hands behind the back. Slide the fists down the back of the hips. Let the knuckles touch the bottoms of the feet. Then pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Open the chest. Bring the chin to chest. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Take left ear over towards the left shoulder. Stretch to the right side of the neck. Inhale. Then exhale, come back through center. Take right ear over towards the right shoulder. And slowly come back to center. So we have just a couple more little pieces of the puzzle. We're going to use our blocks for this one. So this is us working from downward facing dog, working to jump the legs through the arms and come into an L sit, if that's possible for you. If pushing the arms into the blocks and extending the legs out long in front for the L sit is not available, you can land here with the bottom down on the mat and legs out long in front. That's where we're going to meet anyway. And then we're going to lean the hips back to lift the legs and come to navasana. So the way the sequence is going to work, from downward facing dog, we're going to lift the heels, bend the knees, and like we did at the beginning of practice, we're going to keep the knees in towards the chest, so the knees will stay bent as you maneuver the legs through the arms and work to extend them out long in front. If you can catch a second or two in the L sit, you catch it. Then we lower the hips down, come through navasana, and the fun part, after navasana, we work to push against the blocks, take the legs back through chaturanga, push up, and then back to downward facing dog. If you're thinking, Sam, stop rambling, I have no idea what you're saying, as always, I will demonstrate one round and then we'll get into it. So the blocks on the second height are going to give you a lot more space. The top height is a little bit unstable. The bottom height is just not as friendly. So blocks on the second height, make your down dog a little shorter, walk the feet in, lift the heels high. Look forward. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, deliver the legs through the arms. Find the L sit there, maybe for a second. Then lower the hips, lean back, lift the arms, find navasana, take an inhale. And as we exhale, hug the knees to chest, cross one ankle over the next, push into the blocks to lift the hips and extend the legs back, chaturanga. Press up and off the earth and come back, downward facing dog. So that's what we're working with. And because I love you all so much, we're going to work to do it 5 times consecutively. Start to finish, front to back. We go for broke. If it works, fantastic. If not, pause the video, come back to it another day. But set your blocks up, whatever height works for you. Come to your down dog. Walk the feet in one step closer, get the hips a little higher. Push against the earth. Look forward. Let's take a breath together. Nice and gentle. We know we're about to work. We'll take one more breath. Breathe in. Let it go. And look forward. Lift heels, bend knees, deliver legs forward. Catch the L sit if it's there. Lower the hips. Come to navasana. Full breath in. Exhale, cross one ankle over next, knees to chest, push to lift, swing the legs back. Push up from chaturanga, come back to down dog. That's one. We have 4 more, just one breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Look forward, deliver the legs through the arms. L sit if it's there. Navasana. Breathe in. Exhale, opposite ankle over the top this time. Lift. Deliver the legs back. Push. Downward facing dog. That's 2. One breath between. Lift heels, bend knees. We go for round 3. Find navasana. Breathe in. Exhale, come back, knees to chest, push. Deliver the legs back. Press, downward facing dog. Single breath. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Find that L sit, lower down, reach the arms. Inhale, exhale, come on back. Press, downward facing dog. And this is probably the best thing you'll hear all day, but this is the last rep. So take a long breath. Exhale, let it go. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Deliver those legs through. Last navasana, big inhale. Exhale, knees to chest, cross the ankles, push. Swing the legs back. Press yourself up. Then come back. Our final downward facing dog. Pop the blocks onto the lowest side here. Now that was to absolutely fatigue your arms and shoulders, because to finish off, we are going to work with a tuck handstand with the hands on the blocks on the lower side, so we can work to lower from that tuck handstand, bring the legs forward and finish in a forward fold. And it may work, it may not. The intention was to make this really difficult. The arms are burning. Push into the blocks, wrap the biceps. Just like our float to the top of the mat, the arms stay straight, but the knees are bent. The knees will draw to chest, the heels will draw to butt. If you get a couple of seconds there, fantastic. If not, take a few attempts. Inhale. Let it out. Look forward. Lift heels, bend knees. Knees draw to chest, heels draw to butt. If you're there, be there for 10. 9, gaze between the hands. 8, 7, 6, flex the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. If you're up, cross one ankle over the next. Hug the knees to chest. Deliver the legs forward and lower down. Whew. Awesome work. Set the blocks off to the side. We won't need them now. You just flex those toes towards the face. Give the legs a little bash out. Take the back of the hands to the mat for a moment. Wiggle out the fingers there. Wiggle out the toes as well. Don't want to neglect those toes. And from here, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, allow yourself to fold. So hopefully by now, you are sweating. There's a bit of sweat on the brow, sweat underneath the hands, a couple of drops on the mat, hopefully. In practice, of course, to check back in with, use it as a baseline, see where you're at the first time you practice. Give yourself something to work towards, something to build on. And if it was all too easy for you, leave a comment down below, let me know. And I'll spice it up for you next time. And slowly come back up to a seat. Just allow yourself to lower down onto the back. Bring the knees to chest. Take the arms out wide. Finish with a gentle twist. Both knees fall to left. Let them hover off the earth just an inch. And then come back through center. Take knees off to the right hand side. Again, let them hover. Keep the feet flexed. And then come back to center. Interlace the fingers, lift the head. Pull the chin into chest. Pull the knees in towards the forehead. Active flexion through your spine. Take one last breath. And on the exhale, allow yourself to unravel. Give yourself a few moments in Shavasana. Stay as long as you need, with the body soft, the breath fluid, and the mind beginning to slow down. And stay there for as long as you need. I want to thank you all so much for practicing here with me on YouTube. If you could be so kind as to like this video and also subscribe, it really helps to build the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace.